Hey guys, Gossip and Reactions, Marie's take. My next story for you guys is a little bit devastated. It's an exonerated Broward man in prison for 16 years killed by Georgia deputy. Now, are you telling me the guy was safer behind bar than being out here on the street? It just doesn't make any sense. So let's go with the story to see what happened. An incarcerated man who spent over 16 years behind bars after being wrongfully convicted of a violent crime in Broward County was shot and killed by a Georgia deputy during a traffic stop Monday morning, authorities said. Leonard Allen Cure, 53, was the first person to be exonerated by the Conviction Review Unit of the Broward State Attorney's Office. Now he's being mourned by those who helped him get out of prison. Broward State Attorney Howard F. Pryor said Monday in a statement he was devastated after hearing the news. The Leonard we knew was a smart, funny, and kind person, Pryor said, after he was freed and exonerated by our office. He visited prosecutors at our office and participated in training to help our staff do their jobs in the fairest and most throughout way possible. At about 7:30 a.m., a Camden County deputy stopped Cure as he was driving on Interstate 95. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation said in a statement, Cure complied with the officer's comments, including getting out of the car. The Georgia State Agency noted until police told him he was under arrest. After not complying with the deputy's request, the deputy tased Cure, the GBI said. Police said Cure then assaulted the deputy, who subsequently used the taser for a second time and an ASP button. However, Cure still did not comply. The GBI said the deputy pulled out his gun and shot Cure. My goodness. According to the Georgia State Agency, paramedics treated Cure, but he later died. In a Tuesday email, GBI Special Agent Stacy Carson told the Miami Herald that Cure was pulled over and placed under arrest for reckless driving and speeding. There is video footage, but it is not being released at this time, she said. Pryor said Cure was working toward buying a house and going to college, something that he will never get to do. He had been working a job in security. He was hoping to go to college and wanted to work in a broadcast radio production. He was buying his first home, Pryor said. Again, guys, whenever I hear a story like this, it is really sad to hear. It takes you home to a different level, your mindset, your way of thinking about being in America, and how can a black person be safer in jail than being out here on the street, y'all. This is serious. This is realistic. This man spent 16 years in jail for a crime he did not commit. Thank you, God, he was able to get out, trying to get his life together somehow. Being stopped by a police officer and get murdered. Like, how can you explain this? Can you please make this make sense? Make it make sense, seriously. How can a black person in America be safer behind bars than being on the street? You let me know. Because sometimes when I give my opinions, people think it's personal. People think it's racism. You have to bring this thing out. Innocence Project of Florida Executive Director Seth Meyer, whose organization collaborated with the Conviction Review Unit to get justice for Cure, said his team is also devastated. The Innocence Project of Florida mourns Lenny's loss, Miller said in a statement late Monday night. We will do all we can to support Lenny's family and all who knew him and loved him. According to Miller, Cure had visited his mother in South Florida and was driving to his home outside of Atlanta when he was detained, shot, and killed by a deputy. Again, guys, we have heard these stories over and over. It is disgusting. It is outrageous. I'm tired of this. Over and over, a brother's life is taken. I'm not sure who, but I assume, it's ridiculous. Okay, let me finish the story. A wrongful conviction. Cure was arrested in November 2003 for the robbery of a Walgreens drugstore in Dania Beach. As a result, he was convicted of armed robbery with a firearm and aggravated assault with a gun. The following year, Cure, who was in his 30s at the time, got sentenced to life imprisonment, spending more than 16 years incarcerated. At the time of his arrest, Lenny had a job and close family members, including his mother and brother, Miller said. Broward's Conviction Review Unit, founded in 2019 to give additional oversight to cases that warrant a second look, issued a 14-page memorandum in April 2020 recommending the modification of Cure's sentence to allow for his immediate release from prison as they investigated further. After a few weeks, the Circuit Court for the 17th Judicial Circuit modified Cure's sentence to time served. He was released soon after. During this collaborative reinvestigation, the CRU determined that the documentary evidence in the form of an ATM receipt proved that Lenny was miles away from the crime scene at the time of the robbery. Miller said the reinvestigation also concluded that a photo array showed to one of the victims contained multiple photos of Lenny and was therefore an unreliable subjective identification procedure. In October 2020, the review unit concluded the case against Cure is so weak that it gives rise to reasonable doubt as to his culpability and that he is most likely innocent. And in December of that same year, the court vacated Cure's judgment and sentence. He was officially exonerated days later. In June of this year, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a claim bill granted Cure $817,000 in compensation for his wrongful conviction. After his exoneration, Cure reconnected with his family and started a new life in Georgia. According to Miller, Cure had held down a steady job since his exoneration and was in the process of buying a home of his own after receiving compensation. Sadly, his life was tragically cut short today, Miller said. Again, guys, it's sad to say. He was wrongfully convicted. He was behind bar, spent all his young years behind bar, 16 years in jail, get out and get killed by just stupid trafficking. Like, how wrong can that go? Like, you stop somebody for supposedly driving reckless all over the place, not stopping at traffic sign line, whatever. Now, is that a reason for you to take his life? I'm not sure about that. That is not a reason to take somebody's life. He was not threatened to you in any type of way. I mean, if you ask me, he was safer behind bar than being on the street, and this is exactly what it's proved. And that's why we have seen a lot of brothers and sisters leaving America, going to Africa or find some other places to go, because the danger of being black in America, the fact that you can die by just the way you look, it's just disgusting. It's outrageous, and it is sad. I'm sorry for the family to go through that kind of pain over and over, because to be sent to jail, sentenced to jail for something you did not do. After being in jail for 16 years, you finally get your chance to live, to get a second chance at life, and it's taken from you. This time you cannot recover because you're dead. Come on, man. Come on. Why the same procedure that happened to when they stop a white or a Caucasian, an Asian, European person? Why don't they have the same mentality? Why the minute they see a black person, the whole mindset change? And that's why we always end up being dead. They feel like we are a threat to them. They feel like they are in danger. In danger of what? You know? It's sad because I have kids. I'm black. My kids are black. And it's effing disgusting to see, hearing this story over and over, that we are dying, that we are safer behind bar instead of being around. It's just not right. Please let me know how you feel. I'm really pissed off. I'm really angry knowing this could happen to anybody that is black in America. How can you end up being stopped by a police, end up being dead after you get a second chance in life? After being convicted 16 years in jail for something you did not do, now you end up being dead. It's just not right. Please let me know how you feel.